Hey everyone, Chris Haddon with Hard Money Bankers here doing another very, very cool interview for our friends at Inman.com. Today we have a special guest. We have Mike McCann, the real estate man, a very well-known agent and team leader out of Philadelphia. Mike, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. So glad to be here.
We appreciate you taking the time. In case the audience isn't familiar with your work and your career, could you give us a little bit of your background? Just give us a rundown on you and your business.
Yes, I'm Mike McCann, the real estate man, Berkshire Hathaway, Fox and Roach Realtors. I am in Center City, Philadelphia, downtown Philadelphia. I sell townhouses, condominiums, and a lot of development in the expanding neighborhoods. Been doing it since June of '86. I'm an associate broker, and I've been averaging about 500 or 600 homes a year for the last 18 years.
500 or 600 homes a year. That must require some help, right?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and my first 86 to 90, I was doing about 100 to 150 myself without an assistant. My first 10 years.
Very impressive. And what is your team like now? I know that you have seen a good bit of growth, especially in the past 10 or so.
Yes, yeah. Well, now it's grown much bigger than I even anticipated or really wanted. It's a great team. I have 6 full-time administrative assistants, and I have 18 agents. Many of those, what I like to do is I only have growth when I can't handle all the business, and I like to bring on new people because part of the joy for me now is helping people become successful. So I get a lot of these $20 million producers that want to join my team, but me, the schmuck, not schmuck, but I like to bring on new people, the young millennials, and coach them and see them grow to be successful. So I have a half dozen of those. And then I have people that have been with me 20 years, 15 years, and 10 years. So 18 agents and 6 full-time administrative assistants.
Yeah, it's a fantastic team. That sounds like a great operation. I'm sure everyone at Inman can certainly appreciate that. So here's what I wanted to talk about. In that amount of time, you've certainly seen a number of market cycles, probably 3 or 4 in that, or maybe more in that amount of time.
3 up and down cycles.
Okay. So backing up for a second, I've definitely seen you speak on a few interviews, also with our business partner, Ian Walsh, and I was also able to watch a panel that you participated in Philadelphia a couple months ago called The Market Makers. And you said something very interesting, which is what prompted the interview for me, that during the down cycles, when a market hits the top and started to go down throughout your career, you have intentionally upped, even doubled your marketing budget to capture market share while it's trending down, which is pretty impressive and very smart. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. The key thing as an entrepreneur, as an independent contractor, you want to save money. So you want to invest money back in your business. And people in the good times become successful. They become big shots. They spend all their money. And then as soon as the market changes, and it always does, and it always will change, I start to see the market go down and people leave the business. The first downturn I was in the early 90s. The market collapsed. About 40% of all realtors left the business. Big shot developers were losing everything. So I saw everybody go lose everything. And what I did was I invested, I had saved money, and I can increase my investment in the business. And it was a long downturn, that 90 to 96, 7. It's an incredibly long downturn.
Wow.
But once that market rose back up, that took me from being successful to much higher. In the most recent downturn, this 08, second half of October of 08, the market started to turn down. People started laying off. People were leaving the business, and people were worried. That was really crazy, that first year of that downturn. And I stood in front of my team, and I said, guys, especially to my 6 assistants, and they have been with me between 2 and 20 years. And I said, I don't care if we don't sell another property. I have your pay for a year. As a matter of fact, how many mailings are we doing to our farm? About 3,000. Let's make it 9,000. How many? And I just started to, let's buy some more Zillow, some more Trillia, some more Realtor.com. And I started to increase. And that signaled to the message that confidence on my team. And what did they want to do? They wanted to work harder. And my agents, I said, guys, yes, We might not make as much, but I can tell you what, if you're plugging away every day, you will continue to make a good living. Our clients might not be as happy because they're losing money. It was a tougher market, but we have tenacity and persistence, and we will continue to do well ourselves. And then when the market changes, we'll catapult on from that investment we've spent in it. And it worked. I mean, I think in '08 we went down to about 400 and maybe 420 transactions, and last year's 800 transactions. So that downturn was really 9, 10, 11, and 12, and it started to come back a little bit in 13. But that was from investing in the business and picking up where other people hadn't. And now the last couple of years, anybody can sell real estate practically. So there's a lot of people that come in, and that's great. And I welcome everybody, and I want everybody to be successful, and I cooperate with everybody. But when this market turns down, if they didn't save their money, sayonara. It's just what happens.
Yeah. So let's talk about that process a little bit, because it's a great story, not just for real estate, but the discipline that went into that first started with being responsible financially, and not blowing the money, setting it aside that's going to be invested in a certain place in some aspect of your business. And then when that happened, having a meeting with your team and saying that we're going to double, even triple certain marketing campaigns to take advantage of exactly what's going to happen in a down market, which in addition, I didn't even think about just the morale of your team and keeping people in, because that, I was around in '08, '09 too with all of that. So being able to grow like that coming out of that downturn, which we did the same thing at HMB, but that was more market timing when we were starting everything else. So that's another story. But just having that discipline to be prepared for that and to put it into action and to coach your team along the way is very, very cool.
Yeah.
Would it be your opinion that we're towards the top of the market again after this 10-year bull run?
What I'm telling everyone now, agents, customers, clients, is I believe we're at the top of the curve right now. And we're not as crazy as we were last spring, but this is a great year, don't get me wrong, and we're doing great this year. But I believe we're right at the top of the curve. And so I don't see a major downturn, but there's no question taxes are going up, especially in Philadelphia. There's the biggest increase I've ever seen in my 32 years doing this. You had the Fed increased rates, I think 3 times already, or a couple times, and they're going to increase them more.
Right.
That's putting pressure on there. And how much can this market continue? To me, it's been since 13. 13, we came out of it. 14 was good. 15 was pretty good.
Right.
16 was great. 17 was insanity, and 18 is very good. But I'm seeing softness in certain marketplace. My condo market's a little softer. There's a little bit of softness. So this is the time to sell if you're a seller. Probably not the time to buy, because remember, prices go. I mean, it's the time to buy if you're a homeowner. I was thinking of investing.
Investor, sure.
Investing, you have to be very careful buying, because you're buying it probably at the top of the market. And but as a homeowner, you'll still never see rates like this again. Values are good. It will continue to be strong. And I always tell people, as long as you're being in that property, 5 years, it's the best thing that you can do. But for investors, you have to be very careful. I still invest myself today, but I'm very careful. I see a lot of people who've only been in the market in the last 4 or 5 years, so they just keep paying more and more. And at a certain point, that will tweak down. There's no question.
Yeah, for sure. And is it safe to say that you're going to be prepared to do the same exact thing that you've done in the past? Market starts going down in the next year, maybe 2, and you're going to up your budget and capture even more market share?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I am prepared. This is my family. I'm not going to abandon my family. This is my team. I make sure that I have the resources to keep us growing, the coaching. So in a slowdown, things take longer to sell. So you're married to a seller more. Buyers take longer to make decisions. So just coaching the team on how to do that, having the financial investment that I save. I mean, I save first, pay my bills second, and then also confidence. I mentioned my team giving them confidence, but the same thing with the sellers. In a downturn, we have to be confident with our clients too. So the market goes up so much faster than it goes down. So in a downturn, what you see it's not selling. It's up a month or two and it didn't sell. Oh, let's hold off. And then another month. And then they say, okay, I'll reduce the price. Well, you know what? The market already dropped another point or two. So you have to be very aggressive and confident and in getting things to move. So right now, our market will slow down July 4th. It will slow down.
Sure.
Activity drops 35% July and August in our Center City marketplace. And it will pick up in the fall, but typically not until about the third week in September. October and November are good. But I am telling people, I don't know what the market's going to be like in the fall. We have these new tax bills coming out where taxes are going up 20, 30, 40, 50% on properties. So if you want to sell, now's the time to sell. Let's price it right. Let's get it sold. And as far as me investing with my team, right now, I mean, if I need to invest more, I will. I never toned down from when I did that uptick, so I'm still investing well, which generates a lot of leads. But if we didn't have enough leads, I would spend more. Right now, we actually have as many leads as we can handle efficiently, because that's the most important thing. You have to follow up on that.
Yeah. Very, very good advice, both looking at the market from somebody who's seen a few market cycles and also how to take advantage of a market on the downturn, which very few agents will have the discipline and the preparation to do. But for those who do, it can be a great, great thing for your business and your career. So, Mike McCann, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us and with Inman.com.
Okay, thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate it.
Talk to you later. Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.